Meet Swadika Souda, a 17 years old plus one bio student from Lakshadweep, known for her energy, discipline, and quiet excellence. Active in academics and sports, Swadika is a class topper who believes in maintaining a clean, stable routine. A passionate reader, she has completed 30 books in 7 months, reflecting her strong focus and love for her learning. With big dreams and firm self-discipline, she moves steadily towards a goal, aspiring to become an aerospace engineer and make her parents, Muhammad Shafi TP and Mario Mabi, proud. Swadika steps onto the stage with her talk, why respect begins with self-respect.
Have you ever noticed how people are treated differently? Some of them are treated well and admired, while some others are ignored. World follow a few and avoid others. What is the difference? What made them to treat them differently? Do you think is it luck or anything like status? No, never. It all begins with self-respect. A very warm good morning to one and all present here. Let me take you back when I was 13, still in Lakshadweep. I was that girl who loved drawing calories and dreaming about becoming a biologist. But school, it was tough. My classmates would tease me because I wasn't great at maths. Souda, stick to the scene, not the books, they said. I started believing them. I had hide my sketch, skip group studies, and even avoid mirrors because I didn't like who I saw staring back. One day, during a family trip to Mainland, my grandmother pulled me aside. She's so wise. She said, Beta, respect is not something others give you first. It starts with a here. And she pointed to my heart. If you don't respect yourself, how can you expect the world to? Those words hit me like a wave crashing on the shore. From that moment, I decided to try something radical. Self-respect. It wasn't about becoming perfect overnight. It was small steps. I started by saying no to things that made me feel small, like joining a group study where I felt judged. Instead, I found friends who lifted me up. I remember my first big win. I stood up in class and shared my drawing. My hands were shaking, but I did it. And guess what? The teasing stopped. Not because they changed, because I showed. I respected my own passion. Teens like us face this every day, right? Think about peer pressure, the party where everyone is drinking or vamping, and you feel like the odd one out if you say no. Our body image struggles, comparing yourself with the filtered photos online. Last year in Kerala, I saw a girl in my dorm crying because her friends called her boring for focusing on studies. I sat with her, I shared my story. If you don't respect your dreams, I said, then who will? She finished that project and aced it. Self-respect isn't selfish. It is a foundation of respecting others. When was the last time you said no to something that you didn't believe in? Even when everyone else said yes. When was the last time you stood up for yourself even if it was uncomfortable? And that moment, that is called self-respect in action. Why does it begin with the self? Because when you value yourself, you set boundaries. You stop letting negativity define you. Science backs this up. In bio class, we are learning about ecosystem. Everything is connected. If one coral polyp dies from pollution, the whole reef suffers. Same with respect. If you don't respect yourself, your relationship becomes toxic. You might lash out to friends or families because you are hurting inside. But when you build self-respect, you create harmony. You listen better, empathize more, and inspire others to do the same. Remember, self-respect is not a one-time achievement. It is daily commitment. It is choosing yourself in small ways every day, speaking your truth, keeping your promises, protecting your time, and honoring your values. Let me share another anecdote. Moving to Hillsinai finishing school was scary. New city, new rules, away from my island home. I missed the ocean breeze, the fresh coconut water. In my first week, I bombed a presentation. Stuttered through it, forget my lines. The older me would have hidden in my rooms. But I remember my grandmother's words. I respected myself enough to try again. I practiced it in front of the mirror, affirming, I am capable, I am worthy. The next time, I nailed it. And that confidence, it spread. My roommates started opening up about their insecurities, and we formed a support circle. Respect became contagious. Friends, self-respect isn't about arrogance or thinking you're better than anyone else. It is knowing your worth, honoring your values, and embracing who you are. It's saying, I matter, even on bad days. When you do that, you naturally respect others. You celebrate their wins without envy. You stand against bullying because you know how it feels to be undervalued. So, here is my challenge to you. Start today, look in the mirror, and say one thing. You respect about yourself. Set a boundary with friends. Set a boundary with friends who is draining you. Pursue that hobby you have been hiding. Because when respect begins with a self-respect, you don't just change your life. You change the world around you. As I stand here today from a small island girl to speak on the stage, I know it's true. Respect yourself and watch the waves of changes follow. That's all. Thank you.